Let's take some long, slow, deep, silent breaths together as we always do. We start out by sharpening the mind on the stone of the breath. So if you're so inclined, begin with long, slow, deep, silent breaths. And we slow it down to set the pace for the autonomic nervous system. And then we continue to control the autonomic nervous system with our extended exhales. So when we extend our exhale, that's called respiratory sinus arrhythmia. And usually when you hear arrhythmia, it's something you don't want. But in this case, it's something you do want with the respiratory sinus. With every exhale and slowing it down, you're tipping your autonomic nervous system towards the parasympathetic branch, lovingly known as the rest and digest branch. So there's a reason behind all of this. And as you squeeze out a little more air, the bottom of every breath cycle, you're using these floating ribs to squeeze out the lower lobes of your lungs where you have reserve capacity. When you do that with each deep ensuing inhale, you take a deeper breath, and that's the key to taking a deep breath. Not how much we draw in, how much we blow out. So at the bottom of every breath, extend that exhale a little further and delight in the deep ensuing inhale. As you do so, begin to focus your mind where your out-breath changes to your in-breath and where your in-breath changes back to your out-breath. We like to call that sharpening the mind on the stone of the breath. And you're seeking that change, that fleeting moment. It doesn't matter if you find it. You don't have to find it. It's the seeking that's important. You're actually sharpening your focus by doing so. So after a few more breaths this way, you can begin to invite yourself to allow your eyes to gently, slowly flutter open, just as a butterfly might leave a flower. As you continue this breathing, you can begin your warm-ups, beginning with what we call yoga neck roll. It helps us calibrate our body movement with our breath cycle. That is our inner ear, our vestibular system, with our rising and falling diaphragm. So we take a deep breath in, our head floats like a balloon. We exhale our chin down to our chest, and when we inhale again, we inhale and sweep one ear past our shoulder. We exhale our chin to chest, inhale, sweep opposite ear, past opposite shoulder. We exhale, inhale from side to side. We call this yoga neck roll. It warms up that upper respiratory sinus, especially 6 muscles, 3 on each side, called the scalenes. They begin just under your ears on your neck, and they attach to the upper 2 ribs. They hold the rib cage stable while your diaphragm rises and falls. And on your next exhale, drop your chin to your chest. Inhale your chin back upright and begin to work into the shoulder girdles. We loop the shoulder girdles forward and upward as we inhale. We bring them around back. We squeeze them together as we exhale. Continue looping in concert with our breath, exhaling down. Inhale, we rise. And exhale, we fall. As we continue this looping of our shoulder blades, we begin to squeeze the muscles, the shoulder blades between the back as we exhale down. That's waking up an area known in the ancient Asian literature as the Dajue point. Beautifully done. Waking it up. After a few more of these breaths, you can relax your shoulder girdles and turn your eyes towards one hand and begin to scoop and toss behind you from side to side, scooping with palm up and tossing with palm down. Invite your body to turn with it, shifting your weight, turning your trunk, getting your body involved. It's almost like a dance move. And this is silk reeling we call the Windmills, just from its movement from side to side. Scooping with palm up, tossing with palm down. The eyes follow hand and the hand follows breath. After you've done side to side for a while, you simply draw that looping back into your shoulder blades. You continue this rocking and rolling from side to side as you bring your center of gravity back within your base of support. From here, we work our way down into the lower thoracic region, and we begin a simple movement known as the constant bear or the ragdoll. You just let your hands flail away from your body as you turn your trunk, shift your weight, using your body to let your arms flail away freely. From here, we go into the pellet drum. The pellet drum is simply tapping or slapping the top of the opposite shoulder and the low back. You can decide how assertive you want to be today. So you can do a sharp tap and slap or something gentle. After you've tapped or slapped the top of your shoulder, work your way to the top of your chest, up around the collarbone, where there's no sensitive tissue. You can tap or slap yourself comfortably. After you're worked at the top of the chest, we work to the bottom of the rib cage, those lower floating ribs, the ones we use to squeeze out that extra little bit of breath. After the lower ribs, we work our way down to the hips. And this is the pellet drum. It's a really nice way to get that whole respiratory sinus warmed up. We allow our hands now to drift to our hips, and we begin a big hula hoop maneuver. You loop your hips. We're working our way into the lumbar spine. We know this lovingly as stirring the bowl. It's as if we're holding the bell of a wine glass, swirling that last little bit of wine around in the bell of the glass. And after you've chosen one direction, you simply pause and loop in the opposite direction. Beautifully done. Breathing slowly, quietly, deeply, and evenly. And after you've gone in both directions, invite that center of gravity to settle within that base of support. Step out a little wider, a little lower, kind of like a horse riding. That is the horse riding stance. We do a couple of Shaolin warm-ups. This one is known as the Great Bear Swings. We take a deep breath in. We exhale and turn our shoulders. As we drop down, we inhale, turn our shoulders, rise to pause, exhale, turn shoulders, drop down, inhale, rise to pause, and you loop back and forth. You can rest your hands comfortably on your thighs. Anywhere between your knees and hips is fine. For the Great Bear Swings, getting that whole lower dantian, that weight shift, feeling the strength in the lower body. Beautifully done. And before we leave this, we'll remain in horse stance, pause in the middle, and inhale our trunk upright. And we'll just do a little shifting weight on a figure eight. So just allow that little shift in the hips as you rock from side to side, loop back, shift weight on a figure eight. This is just a good practice. You can do it anytime. You don't need to be in horse stance either. You can be in any stance. It's actually something that's very comforting. I find sometimes just doing this while I'm thinking is very peaceful. So after you've done some shifting weight on the figure eight, you can pause and bring your feet back into a comfortable center stance. Once you're in center stance, shift weight to one foot, raise your opposite heel, do a few knee and ankle loops. You can choose either direction, inward or outward, because I'm going to ask you to do both. After you've done one direction, simply do the other. And this is kind of a swirling as you realize all the way from the neck down into the foot. We take weight through this foot, raise the opposite heel, loop inward or outward. And then after you've done some in one direction, you do some in the other. It's kind of a draining sort of process in warming up for Tai Chi and Qigong. You start high, You loop all the way through the body, you drain into the ground. Now we settle into the center of our base of support for Qigong breathing. We inhale our palms up towards our heart. We exhale our palms down. We continue to breathe in this manner, the palms always leading. As we breathe between two of the three energy centers we know lovingly as the middle dantian, the center of the heart, and the lower dantian, the center of the body. We continue to breathe through this for a visualization technique to prepare us for our routine. We know this lovingly as cleansing the inner body. And the best way to do so, if you can comfortably with eyes closed, is to invite them to close and use the power of your own visualization, your imagination, your concentration. As you inhale your palms up, visualize a glowing mist starting in the core of the earth, rising through the soles of your feet, up through the trillions of cells of your inner body, and collecting in your upper dantian, the cauldron of the mind. And as you exhale your palms downward, imagine that glowing mist formed a glowing cloud. That glowing cloud formed a glowing rain. That glowing rain formed a washing all through the trillions of cells, back down through the soles of the feet and into the earth. So it's as if you're breathing into and out of the earth. You're drawing with each inhale a glowing mist. You're melting, and a glowing rain falls with each exhale, cleansing the inner body. A classic Qigong visualization. And on your next inhale, as your hands rise, invite them to pause at heart height. And this is where we take inventory of our alignment. We call this stand like tree, a traditional meditative stance. With long neck and light head floating upward, our heavy shoulders and our heavy tail melt downward. Between them, our string of pearls, our spine stretches. As our hands hover, as if we're tenderly hugging a long-lost loved one, our feet remain parallel in a firm-rooted stance, like a mighty oak. And our three dantian, the ones we were just working with, are balanced perfectly on one another, as if we collected three smooth river rocks and balanced them perfectly on one another on life's river's edge. And with soft knees and soft belly, soft breath and soft gaze, we invite our eyes to close if they aren't already. And we see the visualization of our warm-ups, the yoga neck roll, the Daj Wei rolls, the pellet drum, the constant bear, the stirring the bowl, the great bear swings, all of it, feeling it course through us. As we do so, using the power of our own visualization, concentration, and imagination, we allow our hands a slow journey downward until the thumbs cross over the belly button and the folded fingers rest below what's lovingly known as the lower dantian, the cauldron of the body. And through pursed lips and closed eyes, we extend every exhale as if we're blowing through a straw, and we blow on the embers of the cauldron of the body. As we do, we delight in the embers responding and growing brighter and brighter. With each deep ensuing inhale, we draw that light through the trillions of cells of our inner body. We begin to blow on the embers of the middle dantian, the cauldron of the heart. Those embers respond as well. We fill the inner galaxy with light. We spill beyond the inner galaxy and bathe the space around us with light, warm, silken chi energy. May your body be strong. May your heart be calm. If your eyes are closed, enjoy it as your hands melt to your side, only inviting your eyes to gently, slowly flutter open as a butterfly might leave a flower. Welcome. Now we can begin our track together. We step into the center of our little boat. The hand on this side of the room or screen makes a gentle fist that floats before the heart. The hand on this side covers it, and together, we take a deep breath in. We slowly exhale and bow to one another in a gesture of mutual respect. And as we inhale ourselves back upright in gratitude for the tradition, as we exhale, our hands melt down. When we inhale again, we inhale them an inch apart above us. Very slowly and deliberately exhale down our center line. This is centering our chi, where we begin and end every time together. We do it again, and this time our palms come together. And this is just out of deference to the Shaolin. As we exhale to the heart center, it's out of respect for all we learned from them. As we inhale, our elbows rise and wrists straighten. We exhale and our hands melt down. We're ready. We step out into our little boat. We unlock our knees. We inhale, our palms up an inch apart. As we exhale down, our knees and hands melt in concert with our breath. So we rise with the breath as we inhale. We fall with the breath as we exhale, rising and falling in concert with the breath, in harmony with each other. This is sinking the chi. As we rise and fall, we pay attention to those 3 smooth river rocks we collected and stacked and balanced on one another on life's river's edge. We keep them upright, we keep them perfectly balanced, and it's beautifully done, sinking the chi. Well done. When the hands drop again, invite them to pause at the bottom, then inhale them up to heart height, extended, and exhale back down. And continue moving in this manner. This is known lovingly as opening the door. You'll see this in formal Tai Chi and Qigong routines. It's the first move. The only difference is, and I've mentioned this before, but it bears repeating, is that in formal Tai Chi and Qigong, the way I was taught by my teacher, was when you drop down, whatever height you choose and you're in control, you're supposed to stay there for the next 23 moves if it's the Yang 24, or the next 39 moves if it's the Yang 40. So we use it to rise and fall and just move in concert with our breath. And in a moment, I'm going to ask you to begin to loop your hands back towards your heart. As you inhale, you loop back. And as you exhale, you drop and push upward and continue in this manner. Now, this move we know lovingly as draw back and push, another classic standard Tai Chi and Qigong routine. And you see hand positions in different forms. One is with the palms always facing out, the thumbs always towards each other like I'm doing now. Or sometimes you'll see people actually tracing the ball so the hands and wrists loop. Whichever feels comfortable to you is fine. When we do strong Qigong, this is really more group fitness, so we're allowed to explore. We're not rigid and structured. We're just allowing ourselves to feel the flow of energy. Beautifully done. Now, as we draw back and push, I'm going to ask you to slowly, almost imperceptibly, begin to roll this ball towards the east, towards this side of the room. Little at a time. Buck is back on his bed. Hey, Buck, how you doing there, buddy? As you loop back, notice your body rocks more, and eventually you'll get over that eastern foot. Once you do, simply draw the toe up and rock back on the heel. And this is more of the traditional form of draw back and push. Beautifully done. Now, we'll simply repeat that process to the western foot, to the other side, but take your time. Inhale, little at a time. Work your way towards your center line. No rush. And after you find yourself at your center line, your equator, so to speak, We'll continue this rocking over the western foot. Do it slow. Stay in control. Inhale back. Exhale, push forward, draw back and push. And then once you find yourself over that western foot, rock back on the heel. Beautifully done. Just simple draw back and push today. We continue, and I want you to now to return back towards the center line, your equator, little at a time. Inhale back, exhale and push. Beautifully done. Once you're at the center, work your way back towards the eastern foot. Take your time, no rush, feel the flow. Beautifully done. Once you're over that eastern foot, we're going to do a little silk reeling with both hands. So in a moment, I'm going to invite you to cross your center line with both hands. When you do, pay attention to your shift in weight and your turn in trunk. So prepare yourself. Ready and silk reel. And exhale to the side. Inhale as you draw a cross and let your hands cross your field of vision. If you can do so comfortably, inhale as you draw back and exhale as you silk reel to the east. And if you get your breathing in rhythm, that's beautiful. Draw back, that's it. Silk reel, how beautiful. And the eyes follow hand, and the hand follows breath, and the breath follows mind. We feel the flow of silk reeling to the east. Beautifully done. In a moment, I'm going to ask you to return to your draw back and push to the east. So we'll use the metronome of the body to get us there. So we'll follow our turn in trunk. We'll follow our shift in weight. We'll ready ourselves and we'll silk reel, or I should say draw back and push to the east. Now begin that clocking towards your center line. Take your time. There's no rush. Inhale back. Exhale and push. Once you find yourself in the equator, just keep working towards the west. Maybe I should call it the date line since we're talking east and west. And once you're over that western foot and you're rocking back on the heel, prepare yourself for silk reeling to the west. So ready yourselves and cross center line. That's it. Exhale and then inhale. The eyes follow hand. The hand follows breath. The breath follows mind. Beautifully done. Silk reeling to the east and to the west. Well done. Now, in a moment, we'll return to draw back and push to the west. So prepare yourself by using your metronome. We'll follow our turn in trunk. We'll follow our shift in weight. We'll ready ourselves and we'll draw back and push. Well done. Inhale back. Exhale. Begin the journey slowly back to your date line, the center line between east and west. Well done. And you know, in strong Qigong, I like rocking back and forth as we do this. So if you feel comfortable, you can do so too. In strong Qigong, we like to throw in some balance work. And we know that draw back and push puts us in the perfect position for that Shaolin stance known as holding the urn. So if you'll notice, as your hands rise over this ball and you inhale, they kind of wind up in that hugging pose we love and know so well. So what we'll do is we'll hold that stance and we'll bring this Western foot up, basically the ankle. We'll pause over the Eastern foot, balancing on one leg. We'll return to draw back and push, and then we'll switch sides. We'll do it to the west. So if you feel comfortable joining me, prepare yourself and hold urn east. Then resume, draw back and push. Beautifully done. And in a moment, prepare yourself to hold urn west. Well done, and draw back and push. Let's do one more each side, because it's good for us to always check our balance. So prepare yourself to hold urn east. Well done, draw back and push. One more to the west, prepare yourself to hold urn west. How beautiful, draw back and push. Oh, good morning for this. We'll finish up as we always do by drawing back and pushing. And in a moment, I'm going to ask you to spread your hands wide and assume your final stance, your meditative pose, to take inventory of our alignment. So if you're ready, when you feel comfortable doing so, stand, light, tree. With long neck and light head floating upward, our heavy shoulders and our heavy tail melt down. As our spine, our string of pearls stretches between them, our hands hover as if we're tenderly hugging a long-lost loved one. Our feet are parallel in a firm-rooted stance like a mighty oak. And our three dantian remain balanced perfectly on one another. Like three smooth river rocks, we collected and we stacked on one another, balancing perfectly on life's river's edge. And with soft knees and soft belly, soft breath and soft gaze, or best of all, eyes closed, feel the echoes of the chi you stirred. See the dance of the drawback and push, the silk reeling east and west, the holding the urn east and west. Feel it course through you. And if eyes are closed, enjoy it as your hands begin the final journey downward. Your thumbs cross over your belly button, your folded fingers warm once again on the cauldron of the body, and you resume blowing on the embers of the cauldron of the heart, cauldron of the body. And as you do so, with each extended exhale through closed eyes and pursed lips, the embers respond and fill your inner galaxy with light. It spills beyond your inner galaxy. As you draw the light upward, you begin to blow on the embers of the third cauldron, the cauldron of the mind, the home of the third eye center, the home of your personal visualization, imagination, and concentration. And as you blow on the embers of all three cauldrons, the inner light grows brightest still, spilling beyond your inner galaxy, bathing the space around you, spilling beyond the space around you, bathing the world around you, spilling beyond the world around you, bathing life itself around you. Light, warm, silken chi energy. May your body stay strong. May your heart stay calm. May your mind stay sharp. And may your spirit stay free. Yi Dao, Qi Dao. It means where there is intention, there is flow. Where the mind goes, Qi follows. Choose where your mind and Qi go. If Eyes are closed in joy as the hands melt down one final time, only inviting the eyes to gently, slowly flutter open as a butterfly might leave a flower. We step back into the center of our little boat, and we slowly and deliberately inhale our hands up an inch apart, just as slowly and deliberately exhale down, centering our chi one final time as promised at the beginning. So the hand on this side of your screen or room makes the gentle fist. The hand on this side covers it. Together we take a deep breath in and straight. We slowly exhale and bow to one another, and you give yourselves a much-earned, much-deserved round of applause for being the light you made in the world today. Thank you very much.